What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to open up the Acura TL taillights. Well, first of all, why would you want to do this? Well, number one, it actually opens up a lot of possibilities for taillight mods that you can do. You can make the red stripe mod, hydro dip the interior, the list goes on. And if you want to keep it simple for modding the taillights, you can easily just put over tint. But for more customization, I would definitely recommend to cut it open and mod the interior. With that being said, let me show you guys what you need to get started. So you guys actually don't even need a lot of stuff to do this mod. So you need a pen or marker to mark the lines where you're going to cut. You need something to cut with, so I would recommend a rotary tool. This is a Dremel, and you do need a cutting disc. And for safety, I would definitely recommend some gloves and also goggles or any type of eyewear. One time that I was working on something, it actually flew into my eye and hit the goggles. Luckily, I was wearing this, so this definitely saved my eyeballs. And I almost forgot to tell you guys, you do need a screwdriver because there are going to be two screws, one right here and one right here. Yep, definitely take these two out before you start doing this so that you can have easier time separating it. If these two screws are in, you're going to have a really hard time separating and you can possibly destroy the whole taillight. So lastly, a flathead screwdriver just to help pry it open at the very end. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let me show you guys a set of tails that I first started and messed up on completely, and the new set of tails that I'm going to be cutting open. So here in this bubble wrap is the new set of tails. It's just the 04 through 06 base tails. I got these for a pair, very cheap off eBay, about 30 bucks. If you keep your eye out, you can find them pretty cheap. This is pretty messed up, but I did buy this just to use for the internals. And this right here is a aftermarket Type S that I modded. This is the first set I've ever worked on, and I didn't do a great job. I actually cut it pretty well, but when I modded the interior, it didn't turn out very well. So this is all scratched up for being in storage. For modding, I actually am not using this. I'm just showing you guys this for demonstration, but also I'm going to keep the internals from here. This is just to show you guys an example of what happened. It may take a few tries for you guys if you guys are doing this for the first time. You guys might mess up. You guys might do something wrong. So if you guys are thinking about this mod, please think about it carefully if you have only one set of tails. If you guys mess up, if it leaks or whatever happens, you guys might be out of luck. So I would definitely recommend to not do this to your only set of tails. Get a spare and work on those if possible. So this is just a potential possibility of what you can do. This bezel can come out, see the black part. It used to be the similar one that looks like the Type S. I sanded it down, I sprayed it, cleared it, and it came out really good, but I messed up when I was reinstalling it, so this is junk now besides the internals. I showed you the tails I'm going to be cutting, all the supplies, so let's get to it. First up, we do want to use that marker and mark the proper areas that we are going to be cutting. If you guys are modding a fresh set of tails, I would definitely recommend to put down some cardboard, maybe lay the tails on some microfiber towels, just so you can protect this outer lens part. You can always buff it out if there are scratches, but help yourself and try to avoid that if possible. So here's the taillight, guys. It's been in storage for a while. I have not opened it since I bought it, I don't know, a few months ago. But I took a marker and I basically lined it out just like that. You can see it's green, so you can see it a little bit. It's really dirty as you can see here, but let me show you guys exactly where to cut because it is hard to see without the proper lighting. So here's the taillight, that's how you would see it, and here's looking from the top. I'll go slow because this is the most important part, to make sure you cut the exact area that you should. If you don't cut it into these exact areas, you will have trouble getting the bezels out inside. You start off from right here. See this line? Do not cut on this part right here. So this is a little lip, but you want to do it right over here. And you can, as you can see, the line's right going right there. Cuts in, cuts up, and it goes all the way there. If you guys can't see that hump area, you guys have to go around it, and it goes all the way around right there. You see that? Yeah, you should be able to see a green line that I drew. You're going to go around that hump, go all the way down into the corner. After the corner, you should still see that green line. Yep, right there. And I have it propped up right now so I can show you guys. So it's not on the lip, it's in between here. I'm gonna cut down right around right there. Yep, going all the way. cutting through these little indentations right here, all these little plastic parts. So you're going all the way around. You should be able to see the green going all the way, and finally in the corner. So it's basically a straight line all the way down. This is really easy right here. And then when you get to this part, you match up that corner and this corner, draw a straight line, and you should be good. So it's not exactly halfway from here to here. It's a little bit closer to this area. If you do cut over here more, you'll just have a harder time removing the internals, that's all. So you guys can do this on a table, on the ground, or whatever. I actually just like to do it right on my lap, just so that I can hold it and I feel like I have the most control when it's just right sitting on my lap. I can easily see the lines so I don't mess up, but do whatever's comfortable for you. Just please guys, wear eye protection and gloves so you can help yourselves out. Alright, with that being said, yo, let's just cut it up. As you guys saw, I just got done cutting the top part. So what I like to do first is follow that line, but cut only just a little bit, maybe 1 millimeter. I call it a guide cut. I'm not sure what it's called, but you follow that line and just cut all the way through, just as a guide for the next pass when you need to come over and cut it deeper. So there is a little hint on when you want to stop cutting. When you cut and then you see a little bit of the internals, that's when you want to stop. I'll show it when we get later into the cutting. So looking at the bottom part, you remember these two tabs that I talked about in my previous videos. Definitely cut these off so you guys can have an easier time installing and removing it from the car. Take this off, and this off. These three little nipples. I just got done doing my guide cuts, and here is a little hint on when you should stop cutting too deep, or else you're gonna destroy the internals. Looking from the top, if you see any chrome or any red, that means stop cutting. Pretty much all the same way around. If you see any chrome or red, stop cutting right away or stop cutting deeper. This is the bottom of the tail light. You can see the guide cuts, and right here, yep, you see the red. It's definitely need to stop cutting there. There's a little bit of chrome right here, a little hard to see. Right here, that's when to stop cutting, and right here. So I got my guide cuts all lined out, and right here, here's how the side is looking. Not a perfect straight line, but that's okay. As long as you guys take your time and don't go deeper than you need to, you're not really gonna mess this up. Now that I got my guide cuts laid down, I'm gonna cut deeper into it, and then we should be able to remove it. You guys are almost done, you will get this excess buildup of plastic. It's melted plastic. It's just it's all together now. Just basically peel it off, and when you get to this edge right here, you do have to cut pretty deep, so you might need a full disc, a full rotary disc when you guys get to this point. Otherwise it's going to be kind of tough, but you guys do need to go pretty deep into here. I think it's 2 layers of plastic that you guys need to get through. I was almost done separating it, guys, but like I said, I almost forgot about this screw and this screw. So don't forget about those before you guys start prying this open. All right. Hey, the hardest part is over, guys. Once you are able to split it up. We got the back piece right here. Here's the front. Here's the front bezel. Looking nice and clean still. So I did teach you guys how to mod the interior. Check out my video on that if you guys are interested on how to mod this or one of the ways to mod it. So if you guys are interested in removing this part so that you can mod either this or inside here to remove it, or tint it, or whatever you guys want to do with it. Remove this plastic piece first, makes it a lot easier. Be very careful. I would recommend wearing some latex gloves so that you guys don't touch the lens on here. If you guys do touch the lens, it's really tough to clean it. If you guys have to wipe it down with a microfiber towel, that will possibly scratch the interior lens. So try your best not to mess around with this lens too much, or else you might get micro scratches and regret it at the very end. Depending on how these cuts are, you might have to shift this plastic piece if you want to remove it. Shift it over here and then pull it over here, or shift it on this side and then pull it over here. But no matter what, you guys are pulling it from this side, not this side. If you have to reinsert it, you take this plastic piece and put it towards like that, not just put it on right there. I have all the pieces laid out. Here's the lens, here's that interior bezel piece, here's that plastic piece, and this is with the 04 to 06. It's actually clear interior. So this is why you get a lot of possibility when you open up the 04 through 06 versus 07, 08. You guys can mix and match, type S, whatever you guys want, paint it, hydro dip it. This is why you guys need to open it up versus modding it from the outside. So many possibilities that you can do. One mod that I did have seen people do is actually just remove that lens and then get the 07, 08 lens and slap it on, and you'll have a chrome and clear look. Not something that I like personally, but I have seen it done before, and it does look pretty sick though. This is one of the possibilities along with many others that you can do. And that's about it, guys. You just have to really take your time and make sure the cuts are good, not too deep, but also deep enough where you're able to split it apart. It might take some practice, it might take a taillight or two, so that's why I really do recommend that you have a spare or do it on a spare before you make your final one to go on the car. Since I showed you guys how to open it up, you guys do need to know how to put it back together. I do have a video for that. I'm going to leave a link for it down in the description box below. Now that I showed you guys how to cut it, I'm actually making my own. Going to be cutting a different type of tail light that I bought. I never buy mine's full price. If you keep your eye out, you can find a good deal. You guys will see mines in the future, what they look like. They're actually gonna go great with the LED boards that I made. So that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Make sure to toss a like if you enjoyed it or if it helped you out. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.